you have the ability to raise that area up fairly well, widen it.
And I think we also have the ability with the pond to provide irrigation to plants and other flowers that might be growing on that. And I think that's a resolvable problem, which Mr. Kalamika has already addressed over his irrigation that's rather substantial over there. I don't think that's a problem here either. And may I suggest that you simply insert in there that the berm can be irrigated.
That's
So-
a suggestion to the
So
board.
we'll ensure that plants will survive. That's a valid point.
It is part of our landscape
It's a landscaping plan, sure.
ordinance.
We had asked for a cross-section through the building.
I think ultimately if the board provides a plan tonight, one of the conditions will be that the landscape plan in general be reviewed between now and final to provide for mitigation of the height of the building and to properly buffer the residents.
We agree.
And I'm going to ask you if you agree or not, and also to provide a cross-section of the berm that you're proposing so that the planner and the engineer can review it for sufficiency of
I
plans.
think that's a very reasonable request, and we agree.
Mr. Carr, do you have anything else before we go to the reports of the professionals?
That's it. Thank you.
Brian, say anything? Karen, you're up first.
I'll try to skip the mundane engineering stuff. We've addressed some of the items in general. Certainly if the board has any specific items they wish to look at, I can go through those. But turning to my August 29 letter, page 3, most of the comments on grading and drainage are really technical in nature. I think that the applicant will make a representation that they agree with those comments. We don't have to go through all of them.
I think we agree with those comments, sir.
Okay, page 4, the stormwater management. This was touched on earlier, but the ownership, it's not necessarily specified. I believe there's some testimony that the owner of the facility will own the basin. Fencing, number 2, we discussed fencing and the board's recommendation that fencing should be provided. Number 3, we requested some sort of access way be provided for maintenance and inspection purposes. Item 4.
Is that?
We agree.
Item 4 through 8 are really technical and issues that I can work out with Mr. Seaberger if the board so pleases. They're really about sizes and issues regarding the stormwater management regulations, recharge calculations.
Does the applicant agree with that?
Yes.
Landscaping lighting, although I have comments, we certainly defer to Mr. Roberts' opinion on these things. The number 1 was somewhat what I referred to as the berming issue. Now that the ramp is being eliminated, that comment should be modified to reflect the testimony of the applicant relative to the removal of the loading ramps. Number 2 is the applicant should provide testimony as to whether a street light will be installed at the intersection of the driveway with Sportsman's Landing Road. I believe the lighting plan doesn't show any lighting there, but
We'll provide.
very good. Number 3 is really about the berm and adequacy. I think I can defer to Mr. Roberts' comments on the landscaping items. Number 4 is really a minor technical thing. The next is about the sign, just as a point of record, the sign is shown to be street lighting, which is within the sign requirements. And then just landscaping shall be provided around the trash enclosure.
We agree.
The next topic is environmental impact statement, just a statement that that was provided by Austin Seaberger. We had some issues with respect to dewatering next issue is relative to agricultural pesticides. I don't know whether there's been any testimony or.
Phase one, I believe, what we testified to.
So that really eliminates any question with respect to that.
Well, I think it's mostly soybeans that grew there, so we don't really have a serious problem.
So you did no soil testing?
Well, no, phase one.
Well, phase one is just an historical review. Did
Did
you do
you
any?
do
It didn't do
No.
any pesticide.
So you didn't find any records of that, though, in phase one, I guess, is that accurate?
Phase one didn't do any analysis of pesticides.
Okay.
But then again, it's not a residential.
Yeah, it's true, it's not a residential development, and most of this part will be covered with materials, asphalt and buildings, so I suspect that that is not an issue on this. Next item is community impact statement. Basically a statement that the owner has to take care of their own trash removal and soil.
We agree.
Traffic engineering assessment, we discussed that at length, I think modified by the testimony this evening. We are requesting that additional documentation be submitted as part of, if the board so chooses, as part of a final site plan review. And that information would address both the Courses Landing Road issue and the change to the intensity of the development relative to looking at the other two events, the summertime traffic and the California traffic, which would be Tuesday, I suspect. So as the applicant agrees to that,
We do.
report. General comments.